what I bring to the table is just incredible. And so I appreciate you for acknowledging the obvious. Let's bring on the show.
There's a lot of testosterone this morning.
Yeah, good morning. It's rolling out AM. It is rolling out AM.
The sun is shining, shining, nice and bright, bright. The birds are chirping, chirping, and I'm ready to fly. Time to get ready, ready for another day. No one can stop us. Oh, we gon' learn to play. Oh, every day we learn and play. We do our best, so we'll be great. Oh, 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 oh. You do your best, best, and I'll do mine. Mine. So let's get ready, cause it's about that time. Good morning, morning, you good morning. How do you do? Good morning. Time to be great. Good morning. Good morning. Your dance and play. Good morning. Sun start to day. Good morning. Open your eyes. Good morning. Reach for the sky. Good morning, 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 morning to you. Good morning, 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 morning. How do you do? Good morning, 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 morning to you. Good morning, 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 morning. How do you do? Good morning. You see me on my grind. Stars got to shine. I'm a supernova. Yeah, you see me taking over. Yeah, I'm on the move. I got a way to shine to. So let me hear you say, every day we gonna learn and play.
Rolling out AM. Wake up call. Romeo International. Tierra Berry and the first King James. Terry Shropshire. How are you guys this morning?
What's happening? What's happening?
Wow, it's flying by.
I'm super great. What up, T James? Glad you back, King James, man.
Yep.
You know, glad you back, man. Felt like an all-out female takeover yesterday. Tiara, Ty, Portia, the lovely ladies. It was just too much going on, man.
Well, you know what I'm saying? I had to come back, man.
It's like I'm the only one here.
Well, you know, I had to come back, you know what I'm saying, with my full Get to the Polls kit. You know what I'm saying? You know, just to remind folks to get out there, do some early voting. You know what I'm saying? Get out there. You still got time to the end of the month to get out there and do some early voting. You know what I'm saying? Get it in. You don't have to stand in 8, 9, 10-hour lines. You know what I'm saying? I mean, really. I mean, if you got to, we got to. But you don't have to. So go ahead and contact your county registrar, you know what I'm saying, to get that taken care of, you know what I'm saying? But get out there, just get out there to vote. No matter when you go, get out there to vote by November 3rd.
Nah, I'm 100% with you, man. And I definitely want to shout out to The Rock. I have officially joined the Your Vote Influences Everything campaign. So we're actually going to be pushing young voters, young millennials, you know, to get out, not only get out and vote, but to actually get out and vote early, like you said, go to the polls. So you're going to be seeing a lot of this right here for the next couple of weeks, man. We're going to get y'all out there. We're going to get y'all right because your voice matters. So I'm 100% with you, man.
Yep.
100%.
I've been taking the past day to look at everybody that's on the ballot. You know, as I get ready to head out there, I'm looking at everybody on the ballot. Senate. I like, what's his name? Ossoff. I like, you know, just looking at everybody that's on there when I walk in, because it's more than just the president that you vote for when you go. And I didn't, you know.
You know what's funny, Tiara? When you're watching TV late at night and then you see one of the campaign commercials and then it's like, oh, he was terrible and blah, blah, blah. And then the next commercial come on, he's such a great man. Right. I'm like, hey.
I'm like, all right, y'all just trying to confuse me.
So just going with the flow, man. Going with the flow, man. I love it. But Facebook, man, shout out to Tabitha Shearer this morning, Shirley Carter, Iris Baker, you know, that's all love. Derek Smith, Good morning, everybody, man. It's Thursday. Wake up.
Oh, okay. Derek Smith. Is that the Buckeye? Is that Derek Smith from the Buckeye State, man? Shout out if you are.
Here we go with the Buckeye State. But other than that, man, like Tiara said earlier, man, what she's doing, learn your ballot, man. Learn who's on there. Read. It don't take you but a quick 5 minutes to actually read who's on there and what they're about. In your area, in your county, definitely. Because I'm gonna tell you right now, if I don't know you, you ain't getting my check.
Yeah, I'm like, who is on this ticket?
You ain't getting my check.
All right, so let's get right into reports. So I've been covering this Tamar situation for a while. But Tamar Braxton yesterday blasted WeTV for using her pain for ratings. A clip got out, well, that WeTV released, preparing for this upcoming season of the Braxton Family Values. And it's a lot of small clips of Tony, Tracy, Tawanda, all the sisters, and Miss Evelyn talking about the call that they got when Tamar allegedly, well, not allegedly, but she tried to commit suicide. It actually really happened. When she tried to commit suicide. So Tamar was not happy about it. She was over it. She hates the way that they're portraying her, especially because she says she wouldn't be filming with them anymore since last December. So,
right. Yeah, I mean, I'm still a firm believer. If you put yourself out there, whatever comes at you, you got to take that, man.
Even if you quit though, she quit WeTV.
You got to take that. You can't be on WeTV for 8 years and then, well, I'm gonna quit and all of it got to stop. No, it don't work that way, man.
That's not how contracts work. I mean, once you sign a contract, you have to fulfill your obligation. And so Tamar signed up to have her life. She wanted the exposure. The only Braxton that most people knew or familiar with was Tony Braxton, the legendary Tony Braxton, before the Braxton Family Values. So there's things that come with national recognition. And so she can't just take the exposure and not take the backlash or anything else that come with it. So, I mean, I'm sorry, but my opinion is maybe the producers are exploiting her in ways that is unseemly and unsavory. However, she did sign a contract and she wanted that fame. So
I go with that. You can be exploited, but like King James said, but if you sign that contract, hey, the good, the bad, the comments, the whatever, hey, you gotta take that.
She's the most famous. She's the most famous Braxton right now.
I just feel like if Tamar was to really commit suicide behind all of this, what kind of statement would WeTV put out? You know, oh, sorry, we were just trying to fulfill the obligations and get the views.
Put on a Tamar special. That's what they say. We gonna put Tamar special.
And I feel like when lives are at line, it should be bigger than contracts.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
I'm just saying. I guess that's just ethical to me.
Wait, hold on. You're looking for ethics in a reality TV?
I mean, I'm not necessarily looking for ethics in reality TV. I just think that it's at this point in Tamar's condition, we're talking about mental health here. Should you continue to exploit somebody who tried to kill themselves over what y'all were doing to her?
Did she come back to the show though? Yeah, I want you to be clear.
She's not on the season at all.
Right. No, she's not filming for this current season.
Right. Correct.
She hasn't been involved with WeTV since last December.
Okay, so to me and King James' point, let's say she comes back to the show. She open game though, right? If she comes back, she open game. Yeah.
Open game for who? The people who are exploiting her?
No, for the banter, for the ridicule. Like, what I'm saying is, you can't 50-50 the line. You can't say, "Oh, I know you know about football." You can't say, "Oh, pass me the ball, but don't tackle me." You can't say that.
I think it's different when you think that the team that you're playing for has, and that's the reason why the Kardashians were able to be on so long as they were on, is because Kris Jenner and Ryan Seacrest have a really great relationship. And as much stuff as you think is exploited about the Kardashians, they still in some way control the narrative when it comes to how they're portrayed on E. And Black people, they do not get that same type of ability to walk into the room and get what they want put out and get to have these conversations about equity on the table when it comes to telling their stories their way. You see this with Love and Hip Hop. You see this with VH1. You see this with all of these different reality shows, particularly when it comes to the stories of Black women.
Okay. I'm not. If you finna bring up a Black woman point, I'm not finna argue that. I'll lose that every time. So
that's a loser proposition.
Yeah.
I mean, I just think it's bigger than what the fans are saying. I think this is really like, how much is this network willing to do to bring me down just to fulfill a contract?
I don't think that they view it that way. Now, Tamar may view it that way. I think that they are trying to put out compelling TV, something that is enthralling, entertaining, and will draw in viewers. They don't look at it. They don't look at it as they're exploiting a particular individual. That's how Tamar's looking at it. So I think the truth is somewhere in the middle, that they are doing some things that is not to her benefit, and maybe they need to pause and think about what they're doing. And because you're right, if it results in a tragedy, WeTV is finished. I mean, they're gonna look horrible.
I'm just trying to prevent something like that before it happens. But let's move on.
Yeah, I'm trying to save lives. I get it. Let's go. Let's save lives. Such a humanitarian.
I try to be. So Breonna Taylor's grand jury is finally able to speak out in public, and I guess one of the members of the jury told a reporter that they were never presented with murder charges in the first place when it came to what the cops did that night.
Is this in relation to the interview that the police officer had, or is this something separate?
I believe this is something separate, because this is what the grand jury came out and said. Now that they're finally able to talk, you know, when it comes to cases like this high profile, they couldn't say anything until after it was really over. But they're saying Ryan Cameron, what's his role?
No, his name is Daniel Cameron.
Daniel Cameron, yeah. He is the DA.
No, he's the Kentucky Attorney General.
Oh, he's the Kentucky Attorney. Okay, I'm getting different mixed signals. Okay, the Kentucky Attorney General, who happens to be Black, never presented the case to the jury in a way that included charges against the cops as murderers of Breonna Taylor.
Okay.
Right. They never presented any possible homicide charges. So that was never on there. And the grand jury, by law, can only consider what is presented before them.
Right.
So therefore, the public did not know that these guys didn't even have so the public's out there thinking that the grand jury rejected homicide charges, rejected manslaughter charges, when in reality, they were never offered that in the first place. And that is why Daniel Cameron worked feverishly and desperately to prevent anyone from speaking out, because he said this is unprecedented, which in a way it kind of is. Grand jury testimonies are usually secret and never are made public. But the judge in this case said, oh, wait a minute, Daniel. Come here, Danny. You spoke at the press conference about this case. So I'll tell you what, since you spoke about the inner workings of this case, I'm going to allow that grand juror to speak about that case, because you spoke at it. You held a press conference and told people all about the case, and told people you don't know about Kentucky, and maybe you need to leave Kentucky and all the other kind of stuff. So I tell you what, Danny, we're going to let them talk.
Shirley Carter said the grand jury was never given the option of murder charges. And as this is where I'm realizing that all of this is BS. When you gotta go through the process of explaining, like you know, after the decision was made, technically it should have been that. Have you noticed that Now they're going through the process of explaining. I'm gonna interview the boyfriend. I'm gonna interview the cop. I'm gonna interview the somebody on the jury. Like, what? If you giving all these people a voice to explain what you did, you know you did something wrong.
Right. Yes.
Right.
Right. Yeah. He never thought that. Well, first of all, these are the actions of a man who has aspirations for higher office, and he probably secured that backing with the way he presented the case to the grand jury. That's number one. And number two, when you are sure that you have done something right, you really don't have to do much talking or much explaining. Yeah. Right. So he's doing, so right now, Daniel Cameron is he needs to have some high waters and a glove and maybe some sparkling socks, because he's doing a lot of moonwalking right now. He's doing a lot of moonwalking right now. I'm a little disappointed in Danny. You know what I'm saying?
Are you surprised though? I mean, his position, how he acts, the way people were coming at him on Instagram and he was not speaking out. Come on. We know what team he played for.
It isn't a surprise, but the facts literally bear out everything that people were saying. They were wondering why the results what they were, and all of a sudden now everybody knows. It's a very different thing when nobody can tell.
Right.
But now we can actually see inside a place that, he would have wrote his own narrative. He didn't get to continue to write his own narrative. And that's the issue. You literally have some sunlight in that room.
Yeah, but the thing with, go ahead, Romeo.
No. And I hope you talk about this later, because I was watching the interview yesterday between the police officer and Michael Strahan, and one of the things that stood out was the police officer said, "I do not racially profile, I criminally profile." And Strahan said, "What's the difference?" Well, I know a certain neighborhood, and if people in that neighborhood look suspicious, then I have a sense or a feeling that they may be doing wrong.
Racial profiling.
Excuse me, dude.
Yeah. This is what I'm talking about. They always using these euphemisms and esoteric terms to try to confuse you into believing. They're always trying to couch it in these terms to make you to justify their actions and to make you think that they're not doing exactly what we know they're doing. So go ahead.
And I'm tired of believing that these bias trainings work. They don't work. If you ask me, bias trainings, they don't work. Because obviously you still have cops like these that say, oh, well, I'll go right to this neighborhood and this is what the criminals look like. They look suspicious. Come on. Really?
All right. So
how do you unlearn? You know how hard it is to unlearn something? It's much easier to teach somebody the right way the first time than to have continuous trainings trying to unlearn a behavior that's been going on for the past 400 years. Come on now.
Correct. Absolutely correct. I get Tiara this morning. Well, that Spellman kick in, boy. Boy, don't that Spellman fire kick in. She on the roll.
I'm tired too.
I'm tired. Because at this point, it's like you have to look at the cost. Like Breonna Taylor, she's gone. Like that's very emotional for us. That could be somebody busting down my door. And the excuse is, oh, they look, it seems suspicious around there. Right. And it's like, why? And when you say, oh, it's not because they're Black, it's just because they look suspicious. But when you really think about what cops think about when it comes to suspicion, what gets taught, what they see, the media, what it portrays in movies and things like that, it's like,
Right. No,
you're right.
I give that police officer about, I don't know, I rate him about a 9.8 on the verbal acrobatic scale. I mean, he really performed well.
Good. Yeah, he was good.
In terms of redirect, that little redirection, you know what I'm saying? That little misdirection play. We're not really doing what we're doing, but we're doing it, but we're not doing it.
And we're getting away with it.
Always.
Because now I can sit down and talk to Michael Strahan on TV and laugh and smile and go home. Breonna Taylor can't do that.
No, and not only that, neither can any of the family members. I mean, think about for the rest of this man's life, Mr. Kenneth Walker, her boyfriend until she died. Think about his life for the rest of his life. Think about the counseling. Think about the nightmares. Think about just busting in someone's. I mean, it's traumatizing, and that's something that you never go on. So basically, Kenneth Walker went to war that night. This is what they talk about when they come back from war, the kind of experience that he had. Think about the family. So it's not just Breonna Taylor, rest in peace. It's that everybody who's associated or loved Breonna Taylor, their lives are either ruined or impacted in ways that cannot be, it can't be healed. They can't be healed.
Yeah.
His one bullet versus their, was it 37 King James?
Rounds.
Let's just say they emptied the clip into the apartment.
Right.
Several clips.
Right.
You can't get to 30 with one clip. Several clips.
Right. They emptied the clip into that apartment
and it was
adjacent apartment.
Yeah.
And they apologized for shooting at the walls and almost going into the neighbors' homes.
Yeah. And Shirley's right. They weren't counting on us being able to hear or see anything regarding to that grand jury. So it continues. And the other thing is they're trained. So you don't imagine someone's getting on television and going to be in front of Michael Strahan, and they haven't been media trained. So literally, there was a media training before he sat down. So it's all an act. It's all a prepared act.
He shouldn't have made himself the face, though. That was the dumbest thing.
Right. You know, you take away, man, who's paying you? I mean, we got a lot of people that in this whole contention, including famous entertainers who are getting paid, having meetings, and literally changing who they are to us. I mean, it's new, surprising. Wow.
Yeah, and the unfortunate thing is, just as much as we have anger and backlash towards him, there's another group somewhere praising him, saying he's done a great job. Blue lives, like, you got to think they're getting praise just as much. That's the America we live in. You could do these type of things and get just as much praise as they do backlash.
It's a 50-50 world. You're right.
People out here, you know, they really love the pigs.
You already know.
The who?
The pigs.
Hey, I love police officers.
Wait a minute. Are you Kathleen Cleaver now? What the hell?
Hey, I love all the good cops. I love you. Hey, I need you
Good
in my life. I love all the good cops in my life. Shoot. Because as soon as I call y'all, I need y'all to come. Just saying.
It depends where you at, because if they roll up, you might be looking suspicious depending on the zip code you in.
Very good point. No, that's a very good point. That's a very good point. I would love to see those statistics of Black communities who have experienced more arrests from police. So thank you for that report, though. I appreciate that.
Yeah. And it leads to prosecution, which is even worse. So you don't die, but you get arrested. You can't get out on bail. I mean, the whole system. You have a mental illness, and then you end up dead. You wake up, get shot in the back. I mean, the conclusion is just the murder that happens, and then the immunity that they have. So we just want some changes in terms of social justice on the system, because the system is not there. I don't know about the name callings, because then they'll use that against you. Ms. Barry, when you literally say it, they'll play the tape back and say, that's what you called them, and that's where you're at. So you might want to share your thoughts in a way that is clear. But, you know, it isn't, you know, obviously you got your First Amendment, so you can say what you want. But, you know, we don't want to get in where they go low. What did Michelle Obama said? We got to go high. We clearly are going to.
No, I'm taking them off at the knees.
I'm with you on that one. I'm over that. What else we got, TR?
Next. Bring them out. Nat Clifton and Charles Cooper. This is my Black History report. What's today? 22nd, October 22nd, 1950. Nat Clifton and Charles Cooper were among the first Black players to join the National Basketball Association.
Oh, wow.
Lit. Shout out to them.
I appreciate that one. Hey, Iris Baker said, TR said what she said. Connie Cross said, Munson, where's the hat? Where's her hat?
Hey, Connie, I have a hat. Just didn't wear it. I tried to find it this morning.
He said he's showing off the curls today.
Oh no, I was playing something, but we got a hat. You know I'm gonna have one on soon. What's up, Connie?
Good morning.
I appreciate that.
What's happening, Taru? Any more of that report?
I think I just got birthdays.
Birthdays.
Oh, no. There is another one. Another Black History Jewel. The first Black post office opened right here in Atlanta in 1955.
Shut up. What's that? That the mailbox? Hold up, go back. Was that the mailbox? No, that's not a mailbox. No, I'm really like.
That says mail, and that's the mail woman.
No, that's the actual mailbox. I was looking at the box. Okay.
Oh yeah,
that's dope.
Pretty classic.
Yeah, I like that.
Mighty dressed up to deliver the mail.
Yeah.
Classic period.
That's how they used to roll back in the day. And that's a very important year. I mean, 1955. You know what I'm saying?
We was just saying that yesterday. Tulsa bus boycotts. It's big.
Yeah, Emmett Till. 1955 is a seminal year. There's just some years that are just stick out more than others. 68, 55, 42, 41. There's just some years that just stick out.
And it's not that far back, you know? Like we think 1955, but it's like really, that's my grandma was alive, you know? It's not that far back at all.
Right. We'll come back to the birthday. Social report. Romeo International with your rolling out social report. Wherever my producer go, I'm gonna go. Make sure that your vote influences everything. Hey, next week I got a big special for you guys, man. Stay tuned. I got an exclusive sit down with Amari Hardwick and the director Mark Tundra for the new thriller Spell that's coming out on Halloween. So make sure y'all stay tuned in and turned up for that. The director spoke about Black characterizations. He also spoke about the culture of voodoo. He also spoke about his love of music. So y'all gonna get an exclusive on that next week. Next up, plus Amari made me realize I need to get in the gym more.
More.
So last Monday, I reported that Miami was opening back up and they was gonna be going back to clubs and entertainment life at 5 a.m. Today I'm reporting, no, they're not. They changed their mind. Dade County have issued a curfew in effect after the appellate court ruling. And basically what they said was Miami's Mayor Carlos Gimez confirmed the ruling on Monday, which comes after a popular strip club, Tulsa, had an emergency on that same evening. They decided that, you know what, this might be too much. And we just gonna go back to everybody going home in curfew. So I guess
grand opening, grand closing.
I guess Atlanta not setting the trend because they clearly said take y'all butt back home. So
I want to talk. Yeah, I wanted to talk about your first segment, sir. Before we get too far away from it, shout out to Denzel. It looks like Denzel was very, very busy as he was ascending the hierarchy in Hollywood. Denzel, I wrote the story maybe a week ago about how Omari received some help from the Washingtons, some invaluable help from the Washingtons. And Denzel, you know, obviously doesn't talk to the press much, and he doesn't talk about what he does for the community. He just does it. And then it comes out later that he did it. And so Omari Hardwick said that he met a guy in school here in Atlanta, and it just happened to be John David Washington, and they became friends, and that the Washingtons opened their arms to him and accepted him almost immediately. And so there were days where he was auditioning, trying to break into the game, that Denzel and Paulette allowed him to stay in their home, and then they gave him some cash to keep him up. And then one day they just threw him $1,200 because he was about to get his car repossessed. And that was the very time he just got his first big role back in 2004, I think, if I remember correctly. Right. So, just as we watch Omari continue to expand his horizons, we got to give a shout out to Denzel, because we already know about what he did with Chadwick Boseman, the late Chadwick Boseman, how that turned out. But shout out to people like Denzel, who basically, as you should, give and don't expect anything in return. And it only comes out later from other people that it actually took place. That's how you give. I mean, this sanctimonious, self-righteous type of giving. Oh, I'm doing this in the community. I'm doing that in the community. And it turns out you ain't doing jack. This is real planting back into the earth. I mean, so shout out to Denzel as we continue to cheer on Omari Hardwick.
Yeah. Let me tell you something to that point, man. Two things that I've noticed, and there's always been two people: Denzel Washington and Rich Paul. Denzel was like, okay, Chadwick, Omari, Killmonger,
Michael B. Jordan.
This is what I'm gonna do. Not only am I gonna give you the game, I'm gonna position you in the game so that you can play this game, and then when you get to a certain point, rotate the game back to me. Rich Paul, you know what? This is what me and LeBron gonna do. We gonna take you. We gonna teach y'all the game. Like they're literally, I'm gonna teach you the game and then let you go build the game to bring the game back. Those people, to me, are the most dangerous, most intellectual people ever. Because you're right, King James, for Denzel to be at a position in history where he's at, he doesn't have any responsibility to teach. You know what I'm saying? He's given so much of himself. Him, the Sidney Poitiers, they given so much of themselves. They don't have a responsibility to teach, but they do. But they do it in the form of positioning. I think that is the dopest thing ever.
And they don't get out there in front of the TV, you know what I'm saying, in this real supercilious kind of arrogant, haughty way that I'm doing this and I'm about this and I'm helping you out. No, you know what I'm saying? It was just like, as the saying goes, gangsters move in silence. And so even as he was ascending, he didn't wait until he got to the top. He helped Chadwick Boseman while he was still ascending that ladder, you know what I'm saying? While he was still moving up the echelon. And so, it's just true. You know what I'm saying? Do, and it shall be given unto you. Just like Russell Simmons once said, you cannot receive until you first learn to give. And this is an example of that. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. What's your man name from in Living Color? Is it Keenan Ivory?
Keenan Ivory Wayans. Mm-hmm.
That man,
he doesn't get enough flowers. He don't get enough flowers, man, for real.
He built comedy. To be honest, he built black comedy during the television age. None of those people would be Jamie Foxx.
And let's not forget Jim Carrey.
I'm saying, right.
None
of them would have a platform. None of them without his iconic intellectual to be like, you know what, I'm gonna build a show. I'm gonna build the very first show to set the standard of black comedy. Come on, man.
I think it speaks to that saying, if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. And I really do believe that people like Denzel Washington, even a Sidney Poitier, even a Keenan Ivory Wayans, it's more so about the fact that once you get into a position, you got to know how to leave that back door open for everybody to run in behind you. And if you don't, you'll just be at the top, bored and lonely, with a whole bunch of people who don't look like you, who don't act like you, and don't know how to move the culture forward.
See, I think it's the other way around, though. I'm with you. I think it's the other way around. I think you have to speed up, build the room, build the building, and then open the door and teach people how to build the building, build the door. It's a thing about leaving the door open behind you when there's no path or no structure for people to follow. because a lot, me and you both know, a lot of people are just walking in the door, and they still don't know what they're doing when they're in the door. Mm-hmm. So I do believe that there has to be a structure. Like John Singleton built a structure for Black directors that they could follow. Here's a path, fellas, and I love that era when it was like Boys in the Hood, Jason's Lyric, that great movie that LL Cool J did when he was a gangster. I just saw that 2 days ago. I didn't even know about it. But it was just like a plethora of Poetic Justice. It was just a plethora of Black films at that point in time, built off a structure that John Singleton said, this is how you do it. So
but do you think that John Singleton, like, don't you think he just took the risk and said, I'm gonna just get this crew together, and that's just as inspiring?
I think he took his risk. Yeah. I think it was a singularity thing. I think it was because if he would have failed, then he would have failed. It was just like that would have been on him, not the crew.
Yeah, shout out to this while we're on the subject, to Denzel and John Singleton. Shout out to Spike Lee for starting that directing tree, because it was Spike Lee who inspired and sat down and talked to John Singleton, who before, while he was still at the University of Southern California film school, and he was winning awards, but he had not yet made his first feature film, and he spoke to Spike Lee, and Spike Lee talked to him. And so from that tree, then John Singleton makes Boys in the Hood, which is an all-time classic. And then he sits down and talked to the gangster Ice Cube. And then, nobody could have envisioned that Ice Cube at that time, not after you come back with F the Police and NWA, nobody could have fathomed that Ice Cube would make Friday, which gave Chris Tucker his launch. So you see how this works? You talk about these launching points, about this tree, when you sit out there and do something for someone behind the scenes and it comes out later, man, they did this, they started this.
I think you really just need somebody that believes in you, that is at a level that you want to be in. And if they believe in you, that makes you believe in yourself. And then after that, the manifestation of your dream is going to happen. And that's what I love so much about being Black, because it's like we no longer got to wait for these gatekeepers to give us a chance in Hollywood. We'll make it. We'll get right on TikTok and become a movie star. Come on.
Say it. Speak it, Tiara. Tiara, see, you just made me love you again. I tell people all the time, this right here, you literally have everything in your hand right here to touch the entire world.
You just got to figure out how to phone. Yeah.
And the thing about it is that you can make something that's bigger than they ever had. So Tyler Perry was just like, oh, okay, you don't want to talk to me? You want to ignore me? Okay, I got a joke for you. I'll go ahead and build a studio that is not only bigger and better than yours, but it will fit the biggest Hollywood studios into my one studio and still have room left over. See? So that's how I'm playing the game. So you want to ignore me? Go ahead. So he didn't sit up there and scramble for a seat at the table. He built his own table and look at the people that he's launched. So you're right. I mean, there's something to it, just doing it on your own, learning, and then go and get your own.
Yeah.
You know what? Go ahead.
No, I was just saying that's what I really like about you bringing up Denzel Washington and what he did for Chadwick Boseman and what he's done for others, because, or even like an Omari Hart, it's like they were at a point where they didn't think that they could keep going based off of finances, based off of what was going on back home. Tyler Perry was in a very similar situation. I think it's really just about somebody believing in you, somebody, even $100 to somebody's like, oh, okay, I can do something today. I can eat today. I can make it happen. And that's what gets, especially Black people, to that next point. I think a lot of times we have to think about the fact that there's so much talent out here. There's so much opportunity out here, but people's really stuck living in, how am I going to make it past today? And once they get past that, once somebody believes in them to help them get past that, you could be a Chadwick Boseman.
True, but you know what? I'm not even going to say that. I was going to say, damn, this is going to sound bad. You know what a lot of Black people don't have? They don't have the willing. This is one thing that I've watched in my growth. Mm-hmm. As I build I build more of this is what I can do, this is what I can prove. You got to buy into it, and that's what it is, right? What I watched during, and I'm gonna use King James as an example. What I watched during the NBA Finals, at the end of the NBA Finals, out of everything LeBron did, you know what he said? Oh man, I owe all the credit to AD. I ain't do nothing. Like to what I realized is a lot of black influential, whether they're business or whatever career they're in, they have a hesitation of saying, you know what? Doing the Denzel, they have a hesitation of saying, you know what? I'm gonna put you in a position to win, right? Because Denzel didn't have a threat. There was no threat from Amari. He still don't have a threat. You know what I'm saying? Denzel felt I can help Chadwick. I can help Omari. I can help Michael B. Jordan because they're not a threat to my career building. They're an addition to the power that we can build together. I don't think a lot of people think in that factor. It's always a hesitation on, are they going to be better than me? You know what I'm saying? Are they?
I don't even think that entered into Denzel's thinking. I just think that
he's so secure within who he is, but not a lot of people are like that. And it's because it's we're still doing a lot of firsts, right? Like Halle Berry is the first lead actress, right? So it's still a lot of firsts going on. And when you think about how late we are into the game, that we're still talking about being the first Black so-and-so, it makes it feel like it can only be one because we're just now getting to the first.
I give you that point. That's a good point. No, that's a good point. Like we're still working on the first. Like, you know, so-and-so is the first Black female hip hop artist. Well, damn, it's 2020. The first, the very first. Nah, I agree with you on that one. Next up on the report, that was great, man. Wherever Ashley go, I'm gonna go with her. Legacy. That's right, Kathleen. Legacy building. So this was interesting and dope, but it was trending the other day. The possible remains of the 1921 Tulsa race massacre victims found. And basically what has taken place is that one of the most heinous crimes inflicted upon Black American community was the Black Wall Street domestic terrorist massacre that took place in Greenwood district of Tulsa. Black Wall Street was a vibrant community filled with Black-owned and operated businesses, including banks, library, grocery stores, and more. Well, a company decided that they were going to be the first to take step and not only locate the families from this era, but also do some digging, literally, to locate the remains of those who were lost and not found during that time. So I definitely want to, and the company didn't want to be announced the name, but I definitely want to give them a round of applause for actually taking that step, because I'm pretty sure if I have to follow the money, that is a lot of financial being put behind locating these people who were tortured and terrorized, and also locating the bodies of those who were lost and found. So shout out to that.
The anniversary coming up of Tulsa too. So
100 years.
Yeah.
A lot of attention is being placed on that, and I just think our community has to continue to be historians. Everyone in their own right needs to be a historian for our community, take a role in that. I think the legacy issue for Denzel is he's conscious and loving and wants to be an example. You know, you can't be an example and hope to inspire young people if you don't help fund the concept. I mean, at the end of the day, that's part of what the love is. You know, he didn't have to send his son to a Black college.
Right.
You know, not necessary, but it's all a part of what's happening. I think that all of the fact when you see Tyler Perry, I think the other thing is he was in Atlanta where people embrace the entire concept of coming here and believing, because we have higher expectations here. So we're not thinking, oh, you can't build the studio. No, we got the land here. So now we can use this land. and yes, you can do it, and we will come as a community and want you to win and win with you.
Right? Yeah.
Go ahead.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Mr. C. I just wanted to piggyback on your point. A long time ago, I interviewed somebody who moved to Atlanta, and the subject was about people hating on Atlanta. Oh, it's not really a black Mecca. That's fake, or it's not really prosperous down here. Blah blah blah. It's all that image and mirage.
The other day.
And the thing about it is that what was important was this man's mindset that I was interviewing. He said, I feel like when I moved to Atlanta, that when I work hard, I'm actually going to be rewarded and I can move up. So it's actually the mindset, even if it was not a reality, which it really is in a way, it is the point of the guy believing. Sometimes hope is the most powerful, it's one of the most powerful emotions in the world. If you have hope and think that you can move up and can see it, you can make it happen. You can make it come to fruition. And so I think that being in Atlanta and just that whole concept of the Black Mecca, or Munson say they have a different expectation when you move to Atlanta, that part is actually true. And that makes the Black Mecca a reality because of the fact that if the people think it and hope it, and it can manifest itself. Right. So So
that's what I love so much. That's what I love so much about the fact that as Munson was saying, like, we have to be historians. And 5 years ago, I didn't know nothing about Tulsa. I didn't know they make us feel like our history started at slavery, ended at thank you Lincoln, and after that, Martin Luther King, Rosa Parks, Obama, and that's it.
That was the start. The start was slavery to Obama.
And that's it. And then after that, oh well, good luck.
Good morning, Miss LaBee.
Morning, how are you?
You could have just jumped in with the smile.
Yeah.
I came into the conversation in the deep. So if you have wisdom, you listen to hear what's going on first. Amen. How y'all doing?
How are you?
We're doing very well, thank you.
It's Thursday. It's a good day to be alive.
Well, introduce yourself. Welcome to the Rolling Out AM Wake Up.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Dr. Nicole LaBeach, and I am excited to be here. I love Rolling Out. I was actually one of your top 25 women of Atlanta in 2015, and Munson, the whole gang. So I'm glad to be here. I'm a relationship and executive coach, and now a TV host. Look at that.
Relationship executive.
Yeah. Okay. Well, let's go back to the beginning. Can you enlighten us on how you started and how you got to where you are?
Listen, I'm going to tell you the truth. My parents are Caribbean and they owned a beauty salon. So if you know anything about Black barbershops and beauty salons, it was both. That's the place where relationship advice goes down, where you can come in looking one way, get your life fixed, get your whole family fixed, figure out what your new business concept is going to be, and leave out looking amazing. So that's kind of the dynamic I was steeped in. So I tell people, I really do think I was born for this work, because that's the only work I've ever known my mother to do. And she did it for over 42 years.
Okay.
Wow.
So we'll have a real conversation, right? You and me, are we gonna have a real conversation?
Well, we can try that. Let's try that.
So let's go to this relationship thing.
Okay.
Now, this new wave of millennial, in your opinion, this new wave of millennial relationship.
All right. Don't talk about us.
It's literally based upon, my personal opinion, is literally based upon a financial statement or a social gain. A social gain. It doesn't have a real meat to it, structure to it. It's more of a look. Would you agree to that?
No, I mean, I think is it Tiara?
Yes.
I said it right. Just wanted to make sure. I don't think so. I think that the millennials get a really tough rap because of the social media context and because so many things are tech-based. But look at how interesting it is that now we're all there, right? So we got to watch what we judge about how they do what they do, because now all of us are on Zoom. All of us are trying to broker relationships through this technology medium. And I think they want the same things that we want. They want connection. They want companionship. I really do, Romeo. Now, how they go about doing it is different. So when we look at it, we're like, is that what you're going for? Because I would never try to get that result in that process. But I do think they want the same things. They just, they do it a little different.
I'm just saying, because in today's relationship, because I know you got the new show with Will Packer, that's my partner. But today's relationship, you meet people socially first. You meet people social media first before you meet them.
Yeah,
that's who you meet first.
I was just talking about that yesterday. So one of the challenges for all of us is that we meet people's representative a lot more than we would like to, right? We want to meet the real person. We want to meet the whole you. But a lot of times we're meeting people's representative. Social media just creates another opportunity for the representative to hang out a little longer than most of us would like. You know what I mean? It's like grown folk like myself. We're like, come on. I just want to meet you. You can leave your representative behind. The social media part just gives them a little bit more time to flourish and a little bit more time to make up who they might be. And then when you meet them, you like, for real? What we doing? Okay. All right. You said be real. And I'm very comfortable with that. So we're good.
Okay. I'm just checking. Because I got some more.
So we want to cue the trailer for Will Packer's Put a Ring on It that you are so involved in. Let's see.
Yeah, we can't put no ring on this. This is not happening.
What's up, y'all? It's Will Packer here. Check this out.
Beginning October 23rd.
OWN is keeping it real all weekend long.
Every Friday on its brand new night.
First, we're kicking it off with the return of your favorite dating series, Ready to Love. But this season,
Ready for this?
There's a twist. We're taking 20 singles from Houston. And we're gonna put them on a resort.
He's just standing there looking like a tall drink of water, and I'm thirsty.
Ready to Love has never looked quite like this.
Pool party tonight.
Followed by my brand new series, Put a Ring on It. Couples put their relationship to the test.
By dating other people.
Time for them to decide, will they tie the knot?
I couldn't imagine life without her.
Or not.
Hold tight.
Ready to Love, Last Resort, and Put a Ring on It.
Hey, man.
There you go. Hold tight. There you go.
Hey, I got to be honest. First of all, I'm a fan of the show.
Oh.
I can't wait to see your show. And I'll be honest with you. The first season, he hit me up. He was like,
and what did he say?
I said, hell no. Y'all know me. I'm not feeling ready to wed. I'm ready to Romeo. That's what I'm ready to do. I'm not doing that. But now don't get me wrong, Nicole. Born on Valentine's Day, I believe in love. I believe in relationships and all that other stuff. 2-parent household, great, whatever. But what you just said today, man, like if I got to go through your social to get to you, then get to you to get to know the real you, by that time, we 9 months in.
So how do you, Nicole, in your opinion, how do you build authentic relationships in this era? I mean, we have to social distance anyway, so that's only amplified the need for social media communication. How do we still build authentic relationships?
Communication is key, and it's not easy, but you can know if somebody if they have a barrier up that does not make sense. So the one thing it's cool is that in doing what we're doing with social distancing and with technology, we can see each other on Zoom, or we can see each other on FaceTime. Some of the old school tricks of the trade still apply. If you can only talk at a certain time of the day, on a certain day, your camera never ever works. You still have a BlackBerry or a flip phone. Pause, everybody, and let's just use the sense that's common, right? Mm-hmm. It's some things that still, they may be old school, but they still work. If I'm looking at you, Tiara, and it's a man that keep walking by behind you, and I'm like, who's that? You like, nobody? What are you talking about? It's like, pause. Mm-hmm. That man that keeps walking behind her, he's kind of scantily clad. He doesn't really have on a lot of clothes, and she's not acknowledging that he's there. Pause. Something is wrong. Kids are running around. You're like, oh, I thought you said you didn't have any kids. I don't. Who are the kids that are running around? What kids? I don't know what you're talking about. Pause. Something is wrong. So look at some of the obvious things, right? Because we know it's not about what people say all the time, right? Look at what they're showing you. Are they available? Can you see them? What surrounding are they in? Do your due diligence and give it some time. That's what I say, because you give folks some time, they'll tell you exactly who you are because they'll show you.
Yeah. Right. I like that.
They'll tell you exactly who they are because they'll show you. So just sit out in the cut, Tiara and Romeo. Sit out in the cut, you'll see.
I love it. She said it's 2020. What you mean your photos are still blurry? That don't make sense.
What you mean your phone don't come with a camera?
Right, still on a flip phone. I'm tracking. Okay.
Oh man. So the premiere date is when?
October the 23rd, this Friday.
Oh.
Yes. And we are having a watch party, love rolling out. So invite all your folks to come to our watch party. It is putaringonit.sisterdiamonds.com. Put a ring on it.sisterdiamonds.com. All you have to do is register. It is free. Come hang out with me and my team and my crew, my crazy family, and a whole lot of other folks. And we got some special guests that are gonna be coming through.
I'm gonna share your link.
Yeah,
I'm gonna share your link, and hopefully one day you can find somebody who's worthy enough. Matter of fact, let me do this right, because women do this all the time. Maybe you can find a woman who's worthy enough of my.
There we go.
They can put a ring on it for me. We'll figure that out.
Well, I heard that he who finds a wife.
Okay.
So are you the prize or is she the prize? We'll talk about it next time.
I love that. Thank you so much for hanging out with us.
Thank you. We appreciate you so much. I think I'm gonna put it in the chat too. So I don't know if people can see the chat, but let me put it in there so you can see where to find us, and definitely want your folks to hang out with me on social media. So ask Dr. Nicole, all social media handles. And thank you, Munson. Can't see you, but I see you're always thinking as usual. He is still in that thinking position, trying to figure
right now.
It happened.
Oh man, you have a great day, man. I gotta watch you. I gotta keep my eye on you.
Yes, indeed.
Bye. See you later.
And Tiara, just to let you know, I am a prize. Damn it, I'm a prize.
So if the name of the show is Put a Ring on It, you think somebody's supposed to put a ring on you?
Yes, Tiara. Why can't men be See, me and King James talk about this all the time. Why can't men be appreciated and loved and honored like we don't deserve that, Tiara? Is that what you're saying?
I did not. I never said he didn't deserve it.
Okay.
All I'm saying is, who's proposing to who?
I want flowers. I like flowers.
Well, that's different than having a ring put on your finger. I mean, that's that's a little bit okay. Well, yeah, if you want to, okay.
Portia, thank you
We
for
got our
coming.
next guest, Portia
Our next
Monique.
guest. Oh my God. Hi, welcome to Rolling Out AM, Miss Monique.
Good morning, guys. Good morning.
Tell us about yourself.
Girl. My name is Portia Monique, and I am a mom. And so sometimes we have momly duties, and that's what was going on this morning.
And that's your excuse today. And it's, we appreciate you letting us.
My baby is, he's driving. Well, he's getting his stuff together to drive. So that's what's going on.
How does that feel? Are you scared for him to drive? Like, what does a mom feel like?
I'm actually terrified of him to drive, but I have to, like I said yesterday, don't pray and worry. Right? So you're gonna pray about it, don't worry about it.
Time out. So this is early in the morning and you already come flossed up. I don't understand. Can you explain?
She's ready.
You know what I'm saying? We be ready.
Not to say who's down at the DMV.
Right. Who had the
I kicked him out the car and he stopped, drop, and roll. Get out and roll.
I like that, TR. Who had the DMV this early in the morning?
Yeah. Well, while we're talking about the travails of our driving, we have some guests that we would like to welcome on to the show at this particular juncture.
Good morning.
Yes, we have Mr. Richard Faison and Drew Sanders. Welcome to the Rolling Out AM Wake Up Call.
What's going on? Good morning, everyone.
That's what's up.
What just happened? Somebody's service is low. Is that Terry's and Richard's?
No, I'm fine. See, don't be trying to throw no shade. I'm good over here. I'm good right here.
Y'all all look great. It's early, but y'all all look great.
Oh, so do you. Good morning.
Okay, we're shooting shots too, but before we get into all that,
why don't you two is lagging a little bit. Go ahead, Terry. I'm sorry.
No. I just wanted the gentlemen to go ahead and introduce themselves, and Mr. Sanders will probably have to do the introductions from Mr. Faison.
How y'all doing? Good morning, everyone. My name is Drew Sanders, co-founder of the Aware brand. We're pushing our brand is all about pushing self-awareness and self-love. We started this clothing line about 2 years ago. And we've been grinding ever since, man. And I'm happy to do it with my brother, Rich. Man, we've been childhood friends since 8 years old. And and now we, making an impact together, in our business endeavors. So glad to be on this platform and be talking to you guys this morning.
Mr. Faison?
Yeah, how's it going, everybody? I know my internet is a little lagging. My daughter is upstairs on her Zoom call for school. So I'm gonna try and log in from another computer, but do you guys hear me okay, or am I still lagging?
Good now,
You're
bro.
better now.
Okay. Yeah, so like Drew said, we've been friends since, oh my goodness, single digits, grew up in the same building, and a lot of things was happening, like 5 years ago, and we were just trying to figure out how to take the power back, for ourselves and change the narrative, not only in our own minds, but for the whole community. So we just bring things, and we're like, hey, self-awareness and self-love are like some key things that we feel like are missing in our community and in the world. So we decided to create a brand, centered around that.
Portia, you mentioned.
I love it. So the Aware brand, it promotes self-awareness, self-love, the power of manifesting your dreams. Why the Aware brand? Why'd you guys come together to create the Aware brand?
I mean, like my partner just said, we thought of this brand about 5 years ago. We thought of it because like during the time when, we had things like Trayvon Martin getting killed and, in his own neighborhood, and, Philando Castile and, Eric Gardner just on their own block, just getting murdered, and it's being put out in media. And, and at that time I was frustrated. My brother was frustrated. It was like, how can we, make a change in our own community? Because we know that it starts with us first. We could always put the blame on everybody else, but it really starts with us. And I think the key to that is really just knowing who we are, being aware of who we are, being aware of our power, being aware of our greatness, being aware of like just being beautiful and black, you know what I'm saying? And knowing what that does to to somebody who was trying to oppress or trying to create a narrative. But we got to create our own narrative for ourselves. And this is what this brand is all about. So that's why we created this.
Okay, well, we have the website up. Let's take a look at some of your designs.
All right.
Check it out. Check it out. Check it out.
Yeah.
As soon as it comes up, bam.
And I have a shirt on right now that we just dropped. It's called "Be Kind to Yourself."
I love that.
Yeah.
That might be my positive thought of the day. Be kind to yourself.
Right. That's right.
Yeah, talks about, that self-talk. That self-talk is so important, like we tend to beat ourselves up a lot, so being kind to yourself is really the first step in like really empowering yourself,
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
As we're in a time right now, I feel like a lot of Black people specifically are dealing with a lot of trauma that we take in from stuff going on in the media. And now mental health is becoming a really, really big topic in our community, which I love. Like, I'm in therapy right now. I tell people, I advocate for mental health, getting the help that you need and things like that. How have you guys used your brand to teach others in our community who might not have been taking mental health so seriously?
Yeah, so I've been working in mental health for 8 years. I'm a psychiatric technician in a mental facility. So it was important for like me and Drew, like we said, we were friends, so we know each other for a long time. So it was important for us to put that mental health part in the brand, right? Through self-awareness, through self-reflection, through going, taking an inventory of who you are and experiences that you've been through that have shaped you to be who you are today, So we try to make everything centered around that. Like Drew just showed you, to be kind to yourself, self-talk, you know what I mean? Like, so many of us have like negative narratives in our mind, you know what I mean? And I think you're probably working through some of that stuff in therapy, right? Like thoughts that you think that you're not even aware that you think, but our whole brand is about self-awareness, So self-awareness and mental health for us, they're like cousins, So.
Yeah, and even like when this pandemic actually started, everybody was going live and doing different things. We made an opportunity to start reaching out to like local yoga teachers and and people who are really focused on like meditation. So on Sundays we did a program called Sunday Tune Up. So every Sunday morning, you could get on our IG live, you could do our yoga with us for 30 minutes, and then we'll do another 15-minute meditation, you know what I mean? But we were reaching out to local people in Detroit, whether people were in Detroit or in New York or down in Miami and Atlanta. So every Sunday we did this tune up just to get us back right in center, because during the pandemic we were in the house. Some people got some kids, some people with their family, some people, so it could get a little clustered and crazy. So we chose Sunday to choose that day to really focus on our mental health and get back centered to start our week on Monday.
I love that.
But what does that deconstruction process look like? We by the time we're teenagers and adults, we already have a mindset about who we are, our place in society. As a matter of fact, by that time, many of our people are already broken, like completely broken. There's a saying that most people die at 25 but aren't buried until 75. We're walking around like zombies. We're walking around like zombies. We're not really accomplishing anything. We're just doing enough just to survive. We're not even living. You know what I'm saying? As in that Nicki Minaj song talking about, moments of life where you're talking about, a lot of people are alive, but they're not living. So I wanted to talk about, how do you guys go about the deconstruction process in order to build people back up?
Mm-hmm.
I think
taking that back to your community.
Yeah. I think, talking about therapy more, people being willing to be vulnerable enough to say that they're actually in therapy, what I mean? Because that's still such a stigma in our community. People rather go like, let me just talk to the preacher, you know what I mean? Who is good, but doesn't necessarily have the training that is needed for the deconstruction, right? Because it's a very vulnerable process. Like me personally, meditation, journaling, talking to people that I love and that I trust, for that reflection, because there's things that we don't know about ourselves. Like, so if I come off, blunt and raw sometimes, and it's hurtful, I don't know that. But if I listen to somebody that I trust, I'll be more willing to like receive that, constructive criticism. So journaling, meditation, and, leaning on your tribe for me.
Yeah. So you guys spoke about manifesting your dreams. What's your advice to people in terms of learning how to manifest, number one, and then actually manifesting dreams and that sort of thing?
I would personally say, we're this is a dream right now that's manifested, right? That this whole opportunity that we're here talking to you guys. So I think I was just telling the young fellow the other day, I was like, hey man, just write down what you want. You know what I'm saying? Write it down, visualize it, see it. You know what I mean? You might have to even put a visual board together just to see what do you want out of your life, and look at it every day. Talk to yourself in the mirror. It's like, this is who I am, you know, not what I want to do, but this is who I am. So you can start really getting your mind going and being available to accept it and be open to receive all the greatness that God has for you. You know what I'm saying? So that is kind of the starting point. And then just, you know, like what they say, you know, you got to act like you already have it. You know what I'm saying? So I always acting like you already have it. And you know, they say faking it until you make it, but it's really
because that's what I was gonna ask. What's the difference between acting like you already have it and faking it until you make it?
I mean, just telling your mind like, yo, I got it already, you know? So you can open yourself up to it, because if you go into the whole situation with self-doubt, you won't allow that opportunity to come just naturally blossom in your life. You know what I'm saying? So just that's what I mean. I mean, don't go out there and try to spend $10,000 at the club
to prove something. It's not about proving something.
Right. We on Instagram, IG. I got
I'm
it.
balling. I mean, be realistic within that, right? Be realistic. But it's all the training with the mindset. It's all about the mind. You know what I mean? You start with the mindset first, and then everything else will unfold for you. So that's how I kind of attack manifesting.
I love that. And even to piggyback over what Drew was saying, like, I think of there's an example of, like, you know, making space in your life for your dream, right? So when a woman is pregnant, she knows that she's gonna have a baby, right? So you set up the room and you get the crib and you get all these things because you know the baby is coming, right? So when you know success is coming into your life, you really have to change the way you walk, change the way you talk, change the way you feel, you know, and that's making space in your life for the success to come. If there's no space, the success can't come.
Yeah.
Got to create the space.
Making that room for it. I love it. So tell us about your design. So your t-shirt, Drew, it says "Be kind to yourself." How do you guys come up with the designs? How do you get them to market? How do you test them? That entire process.
Yeah, I mean, we have, I mean, like any corporation, any business, we have weekly meetings, and we're just always bouncing ideas off each other. Whether it's even still through a text, it might come at 2-3 a.m. in the morning, and I'm like, I'll text Rich or I'll text our creative director Omar, like, yo, I got this crazy idea, you know. But you know, to be kind to yourself, just to talk about this piece in general. You know, I was working for Pernod Ricard at the time, and one of my managers she was like, "Hey, you know, you're a little too hard on yourself." And I was like, "What do you mean? I'm trying to attack this job. I'm going hard. What are you talking about?" And then she was like, "No, be kind to yourself." And that like took me, like, it resonated. I was like, whoa, time out. I do have to be kind to myself. You know what I mean? So everything that we drop, we want the shirts to kind of to resonate in your mind. Like, okay, we have another shirt called Realize. You know, realize all the real lies that are happening, like the narrative, false narratives that may have been told to you that you may not be aware of. We have the Awakening the Tribe shirt. You know, just
I'm sorry, what was that other shirt name? You said Realize what?
Realize. Yeah, realize. You know, so every shirt has a strong message behind it. And we collaborate as a team. Richard and I, we'll go over some ideas, and with like I said, with our creative director Omar, and Omar just it up, man, and we get it together. So that's the process. And then, you know, we have an e-commerce site. So those who are tuned in right now, check us out at theawarebrand.com. You can follow us on Instagram at theawarebrand and check out our whole process. We let people inside and let them know what we have going on. But like I say, this whole thing is really about, you know, putting a strong message on a garment that is fly, that looks good. You know what I mean? High quality, is going to be soft in your body, but it also has a stronger message. You know what I'm saying?
You selling it?
Got to.
He making it do what it do, Portia. He making it do what it do.
I love it.
You know, let the man shine. Let him. You know what I'm saying?
Shining.
Well, before y'all get out of here, I just want to ask, what advice do you guys have for young people out there who are interested in either starting their own brand or manifesting their dreams? How do they turn that into a reality? Because there's a lot going on. There's a lot of mental attack. What's the one message that you guys would say to them right now?
I mean, I think, I'm about to say, go ahead, Drew. It's probably the same.
Just be authentic. You know, stay true to you. You know, don't try to front or try to keep up with a trend that's happening right now. If you feel like your idea may not, you know, hit the market, or the market may not receive your idea at the moment right now, that's okay. Keep working on that, because 5 years from now, it may be time for that, right? I mean, 5 years ago, we thought of this brand. We could have stopped because nobody was really about this big awareness. But now look, 5 years later in 2020, we're in the Great Awakening, right? This is what's happening right now. The pandemic had to sit people down, and now they're aware of themselves, right? So if we would have quit 3 years ago, we was like, man, I don't know if this idea could work. You know, we would never be talking to you guys right now. So I say, if you have an idea, if you have something that's creative, stay authentic to that idea, stay true to yourself, and go for it every day. Work for it, work on it every day. And if you have some time where you feel like you're getting tired, take a break, but make sure you get back to it the next day.
I love it. Love it, love it, love it.
You gotta hold it in your mind and work towards it every day. That's the ultimate advice, because you know we waver so much because we, you know, confidence, and people are not receiving it the way we thought they would. And like Drew said, but you have to stay at it, man. We made so many tweaks, whether it be like designs or messaging, or you know, but the message has always been the same. But like, how do you deliver it, right? Your packaging, how do you talk to your client? All these things matter, and all those things you can learn with time, but you got to get started.
Right. Get started. All right. I got my positive thoughts of the day. Get started and be kind.
No, don't steal mine. She stole
mine. That's what Portia does, man. She just she jacks people's swag.
She be jacking.
She be jacking people's swag.
I'm a swagger jacker.
Hey, you can take all this sauce. It's for the world. Take it all.
Yeah, facts.
All right. I love it, love it, love it. Well,
she got to learn to come up with her own. So you know.
I mean, swagger jack. Don't do that.
Let her have that.
All right, y'all. Well, we appreciate y'all stopping by the AM Wake Up Call. Yes, definitely.
Yeah, y'all are amazing.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, thank you. You too.
Yeah, y'all have a wonderful day.
They weren't talking to you personally, Portia.
They were. I'm swagger jacking.
All right, y'all. Thank y'all so much.
Take care, y'all.
Take care, y'all.
All right. All right. Blessings to you.
Bless.
I'm trying to do
I've been loving our guest this week.
AM Wake Up Call. I'm trying to do
all of the guests this week have been like really inspirational, motivational, like so.
I mean, we need that to combat.
Yeah,
to combat, because right now it's just a real noxious environment that we're operating in right now, that we're living in. We're trying to, and some people are just sinking. You know, people are flailing about, just trying to stay afloat mentally in this this tumult that's just erupted in terms of you know, police brutality, the insurrection, the pandemic, and just unemployment, and just so many things going on at the same time. So we need this as an anecdote.
For sure,
yeah. Oh, there you go.
Hey man,
he's back.
Make sure y'all stay with me, man. Your vote influences everything. Your vote influences
I gotta put
everything.
my vote necklace on. Hold on, because I didn't put it. I got it right here though.
Definitely keep up with me.
Yeah, get that together, Portia. You know what I'm saying? Because you kind of late on a lot of things today. But but you are sister. Remember the family.
I had to take care of babies, you know, like, because they.
I know, but the last times I were on, you were late then too. So I mean, you know.
You got to say it right. The last time I were on.
Don't worry, King James. Before we go back to the social report, ain't nobody falling for Portia and her antics this morning. Nobody gets dressed up to go to the DMV. If y'all believe that, y'all are on y'all own. Nobody does that.
It's who's at the DMV.
Right.
I'm just trying to get baby prepared to drive.
Right. Okay.
Instructor.
Right. Nobody not ever in the history of ever got dressed up for the DMV. Nobody.
But you knew y'all knew I was coming, so I'm coming to work too. What you talking about? I don't even know what y'all talking about.
Anyways, shout out to the DMV instructor, man. Good. Hope you got your shot again. Next up.
Oh, hey, and while we're bringing it up, shout out to everyone. Please share the show. Rolling Out AM Wake Up Call. Back to you.
All right, so let's talk about free ass whoopings. And I keep telling y'all, stop letting people walk up on y'all. So in Portland, a group of mothers tore down students' artwork in the community as they had signs up about Black Lives Matter. In the photo that you see, these students in front of their school, they decided to create a mural of Black Lives Matter. These are kindergarten students. So certain parents came down and tore the signs down because they were just so mad about Black Lives Matter.
Where is this at? Where did you say it was?
This is important.
Portland.
Okay. But the good news is that a group of other parents and students got together and they created what some parents did. They got together and they created new signs before their child got out of school. They got together and created new signs, and students joined them and working and making their own signs. Let me be clear to y'all. Tear down my child's sign. I want you to, cause I think like Tiara said, she had a breaking point. I want you to tear down my child's sign because you mad. I want you to. See what happened to you. This is ridiculous, people.
I mean,
like,
but these people are cowards. I mean, these people are cowards. I mean, they're going to go after the most vulnerable aspect of the populations. I mean, just like when you see, periodically at regular intervals, you see some person punching a child or a teenager or pushing around, a young demure woman. But you know what I'm saying? They're not going after somebody their own size. So these are cowards. I mean, they got to express. This is pure cowardice. These are dastardly individuals to dare. I mean, go after children. If you mad about what these kindergarten teachers, kindergarten students are writing about, then you should go to the teachers. You should go to the principal. You don't tear down children's work in front of. I mean, who does that? What kind of person are you?
You said a coward. Cowards do that. Like,
yeah.
I feel like it's really unfortunate because children are very impressionable, right? So it's like you're telling kids, Black Lives Matter, y'all. We're gonna go out here, we're gonna demonstrate that we're advocating for respect and equality in the world. And at the same time, as soon as they get that clicks in their head, somebody comes and they tear it down. They say Black lives, all lives matter, all of this crap. And then it's like the children are left to think, well, I was told to think one thing, but then they're going to do this to me for me advocating for rights. And now they don't know what to believe or how to act or how to go about in the world at 6 years old.
And that's precisely the point. They want, because there's a certain, they don't want Black people to have a sense of self coming up. They want that social order to remain, the status quo to remain, the hierarchy, the social echelon of this country. They want all of that to remain in place. And when you have something that's going to mess with that social order, the way things have been, then some people are going to have a problem. And like I said, they're going to go after the most vulnerable population because they're not going to go after somebody on the side who can defend themselves. They're going to go after
I agree with that. I agree.
These kids can barely stand up, and you're going to beat up on kids? Come on, man.
Cowardly, like you said, King James.
Mm-hmm.
I agree with that because the stupidity, I'm going to make up a word. The stupidity is getting stupid to the dirt. Because there's no way, if you still mad over a mask, if you still mad over a sign, if you fighting in Starbucks, if you walking up to people saying, hey, I've never seen you in this neighborhood, if you
walking in people's houses, did y'all see that? When he was walking,
if you walking into people's houses,
in the house talking about, do y'all live here?
Oh my God.
Walk in my house. I don't care if it's an Airbnb. You just gonna walk in?
Man, y'all want ass whoopings, and I'm letting y'all know, ass whoopings are free. For Black people will tell you, ass whoopings are free. They can give them out to you at any time you want to. But tear down my child sign, I guarantee you, it's gonna be a different conversation. It ain't gonna be political like TR. It's gonna be a different conversation. If my child come out crying, Daddy, this woman done tore down my sign. All right, bet. Cool.
What you gonna do, Romeo?
No, I think
what you gonna do, Romeo?
I think just like how you are about your children, I really think certain people need to be really checked. Not the check where it becomes physical, but the check where you're directly in their face, like, I don't have a clue who you think you are, but I'm finna tell you what's about to happen to you. Because clearly, I think people are allowing people to get a pass. Just like how we spoke yesterday about the white lady, when I showed you guys about the white lady in Starbucks fussing at the Black employee about a mask. a gentleman in line who was filming it, he said, "Oh, I didn't want to say anything." A white gentleman. I didn't want to say anything because I felt like I would have made the situation worse. No, you made the situation worse by not saying anything.
Because you felt empowered.
Mm-hmm.
Right. You see this person out of line.
Yeah. Tacit silence is agreeing with what's going on. If you say nothing, then you are empowering what that is. And it's just like just like in the Congress, in the Senate. You know what I'm saying? Nobody is standing up to the president. So therefore, he feels empowered to keep going. Nobody is checking in. So
I'm looking forward to this debate tonight to see who won't check me, boo. Because
I'm just ready for the mute button. Don't nobody talk.
Give her control over the mute button. That's all I got to say.
What time is it tonight?
9 o'clock.
What time?
9 o'clock.
Mm-hmm.
Are we doing some sort of watch party? I mean, what I'm saying?
Romeo got to bring us into the fold. Romeo be doing his watch parties, and he be, Romeo, you got to let us know.
Okay, right now, what's going on, Romeo?
Well, since the first debate, Portia won't call me out. I've been doing these dope Twitter watch parties where we create this big Twitter room, and everybody during the debate gets to comment. And the crazy part is, like, some dope people have been checking in, like Lil Baby, Young Jeezy, and it's just a big Twitter conversation that everybody is giving their points of views out. And I'll be honest, it's a 50-50 point of view, but it's a respected conversation where nobody's attacking, whatever of person. But it's pretty dope. So we definitely doing one tonight.
Okay, well, let us know the details. Do we need a flyer for it? Do we need to promote for it? Like, what do we need to do? How do we log in and all of that?
I mean, like, for real.
You got a Twitter?
Do I have a Twitter? Yeah, I got Twitter.
I gotta follow you.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna send y'all the Twitters.
Okay.
Last up, do I got one more, Ashley? Or are we good? Because did Ashley go to the DMV too? Because clearly, I don't know.
Ashley all cute.
Her hair
Ashley real cute. Don't do that.
Hey, Ashley was. I caught that yesterday too. Just calling out everybody. All right, so check this out, man. So this is interesting. Purdue Pharma, the maker of oxycodone, has agreed to plead guilty to 3 federal criminal charges for its role in creating a nation's opioid crisis, which will pay more than $8 billion to close down the company.
Wow,
I want y'all. Who's going to jail? Who's going to jail though?
There you go.
I need to know who's going to jail.
Right, right. Let's talk about the real drug dealers in this country, and let's
talk about the real.
Let's profile what they look like.
Yeah, and they $1 million houses, and they.
Let's talk about the drug dealers that's actually killing folk.
Hey, I'm glad Portia's
an opioid crisis. Now that it's an opioid crisis, and it's not something like crack or something that's wet.
Marijuana.
No, now that it's an opioid crisis in America, now they want to hold some people accountable.
Hey, I said
now they just want to close down the company. Now the LLC gets in trouble. The LLC gets in trouble, but the people they slide.
So they didn't name. Portia's right. They didn't name no names, right? But they was like, okay, yeah, we did it. What? Hold on, time out. What you mean y'all did it? And y'all just gonna pay off $8 billion just to close down? Like, so nobody ain't going to jail for creating a crisis?
Who's going to jail? Like, that's what we want to know.
To jail. Yeah.
Interesting. So that's what's going on. Now we up for birthdays, man. Today's birthday. Who we got?
Let's bring them out. Bring them out. Happy birthday to my professor, Miss Julie Dash. She's an amazing filmmaker. If y'all don't know who she is, everybody should know who Julie Dash is. She's actually professor over at Spelman right now. 21 Savage. She had a really Romeo?
I ain't saying nothing. Spelman.
It's her birthday. Okay. 21 Savage's birthday it's today, but he had a really big 70s themed birthday party last night. I caught clips of it on Instagram. It looked really lit. There was a lot of people there. Didn't see a lot of masks. But yeah. Okay, Roddy Ricch. Roddy Ricch turned 22 today. He's really young. I did not know he was that young. Happy birthday to Shaggy, 52. And happy birthday to Box. Shaggy?
Y'all stop being so shady.
Oh, Roddy Rich?
No, Shaggy. Yes. No. Okay, we good.
We know Shaggy. It wasn't me, Shaggy.
Okay.
Dante Wilder. Dante Wilder's 35. I'm a fan of Dante Wilder.
It's Beyonce, ain't it?
No.
Why you a fan of him?
I'm pretty sure it's Beyonce.
Deontay. Yeah, Deontay.
You a real big
Dante.
fan. You're a real big fan.
You like the grandma when she starts forgetting everybody's name. Come here,
baby. Hey, baby.
No, like
happy birthday to them, y'all.
Yeah.
We got to play the birthday song, Romeo. Hold on. Y'all.
He was definitely. Oh, what a birthday song. Okay.
We got balloons, yeah. The cake is on the way. We got the music playing, cause it's your holiday. Woo. We invited family, and everybody came. I strike a pose for me like you in a picture frame. You got your finest clothes on, get $1 million smile. So we gon' celebrate you for a while. Yeah, and don't forget we got the candles. When you away, don't forget we got the candles. Happy birthday, gonna celebrate you for a while. Candles, blowing you away. Wait. Candles. Happy birthday, happy girl. So
Is that the backup?
I'm waving in the air.
Yeah. Happy birthday to everybody. King James, where we at?
Are we Scorpios now or Libra?
Scorpios is tomorrow.
Okay.
Yeah. Scorpios are tomorrow.
Aquarius is running the world, so I don't know.
Are you an Aquarius?
Yep.
Oh.
Why you do that look?
A lot.
You know what?
That's a water sign, right?
They tend to, and I'm gonna just be honest, right?
Why is that women are always on these signs? I don't know anything about these signs.
Experience with Aquarian men, they tend to be more on the sensitive side, especially.
What are you trying to say? That's shade right there, Romeo. That's shade.
I'm just saying.
I see it. It makes a lot of sense.
Okay, so what? Okay, so what are these? What are they about? What are these?
You have to just go through
Coddle
your own
them?
experience. No. What's your sign, Terry? When your birthday?
That you know what I'm saying? We can talk about that later. I need to get to my social report.
You don't have a social report.
I mean, I have to get back to my report. You know what I'm saying?
Go on back to your report. You don't want nobody to call you out. That's all that is.
No.
Like a Taurus or a Cancer.
I huh?
Right, a Taurus or Cancer.
Why?
Why you must
gotta be one
listen,
of them.
y'all. A hit dog will holler. I just
No. She's wrong. I'm just asking why she said it.
Let's get to the report.
Okay, Portia. I mean, I'm just asking what makes you think that I'm a Taurus? I'm just asking. It's a fun question.
Wrong with your report.
See Romeo. See that. I'm just asking for some clarification, and you know, what I'm saying now they're gonna moonwalk like Michael Jackson.
You're not
you know what I'm
telling us what your sign is, so we can't really fully assess or.
No. Tiara was close. I was just asking her what made her think that I might be
Gemini.
A Taurus.
Are you a Gemini? Is he on the cusp?
No. What? Okay, can y'all tell me what?
What's your report, Terry?
No. I'm just I'm not doing my report until y'all tell me why. What characteristics?
Taurus are bulls. They're bulls.
And
stubborn, not stubborn. Strong-headed, opinionated.
Yeah, Taurus. I am strong. Okay. I got you. Okay. Anyway, to my report.
Lord, he still ain't gonna tell us.
Brought to you by.
We gave you all of that, and you still can't tell us.
No. You said get on to my report.
Wrong.
You didn't want to talk about it, Portia, so I'm not gonna talk about it.
I think he's definitely giving me Gemini. He's giving me Gemini.
He's on the cusp. He's probably Taurus and Gemini.
What's your sign, Portia?
I'm a Capricorn.
Me too.
Oh, no wonder. Yeah, those are Oh, okay. Yeah. Now I get it.
Whatever going on in your report?
Right.
Okay. All right. Brought to you by the first King James, who took his talent to Atlanta instead of Miami and Los Angeles. Yes, Barack Obama, and this is the cover story that we did for back in 2004, when people didn't even know how to pronounce his name. Barack Obama is back, and he systematically, we talked about deconstruction. He systematically deconstructed the president yesterday in his first campaign appearance for presidential candidate and Democratic nominee Joe Biden. Do we have a little bit of video? Our brilliant producer, I know not to say your name.
While we waiting on the video, D Shield said King James seems like a Leo or a Taurus. Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna have to ask her. I'm gonna have to ask her to explain herself. But anyway, let's go to the video.
Okay, let's go to the video.
Continues to do business with China because he's got a secret Chinese bank account.
Oh.
How is that possible? How is that possible? A secret Chinese bank account. Listen, can you imagine if I had a secret Chinese bank account when I was running for re-election? You think Fox News might have been a little concerned about that? They would have called me Beijing Barry. It is not a great idea to have a president who owes a bunch of money to people overseas. Yet that this president wants full credit for the economy he inherited and zero blame for the pandemic that he ignored. But you know what? The job doesn't work that way. Tweeting at the television doesn't fix things. Making stuff up doesn't make people's lives better. You've got to have a plan. You've got to put in the work.
I mean, he went after him, and the best of Barack Obama, the thing that his oratorical skills are spectacular.
Not Beijing Barry.
Yeah, Beijing Barry. I mean, yeah. I just thought that, his oratorical skills were at an all-time high yesterday. That's what first brought him to prominence back in 2004 when he was a junior senator out of Illinois. And so I wanted to know if anyone else saw any parts of the speech and what you thought about it.
Yeah.
I didn't see it, but from what I just saw, it looks really good.
I watched it actually this morning when I first woke up, and I like the fact that Obama is popping his ish. I like that, reminding people who he is, what he's done, that he was a president that gave Trump a lot of good things when he inherited that role as president, and just to remind him, like, don't forget what you got when you got this country and where it's at right now because of you. Don't get it twisted. Don't think that you did it all.
No, Portia, I did do it all. I saved the Black people. I protected y'all from Chinese people. I protected y'all from the Asians. I protected y'all from the scary Black
men trying to get. But you got a Chinese bank account.
That's not the point.
Secret Chinese bank
pay
account.
your taxes.
That's not the point, Tiara. The point is I saved y'all from the pandemic. You talking about something that's not important. I did that. Trump, me. Hey man, dude is good. I mean, dude is good.
Well,
I like this when they go low. We gonna go high. We gonna go high and let you know, Obama.
Yeah.
Exactly. I thought it was a powerful speech, and I thought that he really outlined some important things for people to think about, especially about being indebted to a foreign power. Not only just a foreign power, but a superpower. I mean, the Chinese are nothing to play with. The Russians are nothing to play with. And you're in debt to these nations. Our greatest enemies, you're in debt to them. So then they could call it, that's the reason why they're being able to exert so much influence, as our Department of Justice and the Central Intelligence Agency have already pointed out, that they're influencing the last two elections. This is one of the reasons why, because we have somebody in debt to these very people. And it's just, it's repugnant to me. Anyway.
It's repugnant.
You're going to jail, sir.
Okay, I didn't
I
actually.
hope he does go to jail. While Terry trying to come for me. I hope that he really does go to jail once he loses this election.
Hey, right. Hey, Portia, soon as he gets out, boy, them lawsuits gonna be real.
Well, that's the reason. Well, that's the reason why they said it in the reports that he plans to leave the country if he loses the election. So he
I thought he wasn't leaving the White House. Didn't he say he wasn't leaving the White House?
Well, the reports out yesterday is that he's definitely
gonna go from the White House to the big house.
Well, no, he's trying to go from the White House to a house in China or Russia where he feels safe and secure.
What was Epstein's island? What was the name of that island?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, it was in the Caribbean. I forgot the name of it, but it was in the Caribbean.
That's where he's going. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but he definitely,
They was homeboys. Well, you know, I think he's still alive. I think Epstein is still alive. I think he just paid his way out of it, and he's just staying out of the U.S. in the spotlight. I think he gonna go hang over there with him.
It's Epstein.
Oh, that's an interesting theory. I like it though.
Interesting theory. That's an interesting theory.
Nobody saw his body when he was being transported from the jailhouse.
Yeah, and then they didn't know if it was suicide or
they lied. They lied all the time. He had a lot of money.
But for our audience benefit, his name is Epstein. But on to the next report.
Don't do that.
I'm not. I'm just helping our audience out.
It's the enunciation for me.
Speaking of Detroit, Mr. Isaiah Thomas.
Boy.
Yeah, one of the greatest point guards of all time. And even Michael Jordan, his enemy, listed him second all time to Magic Johnson. Isaiah Thomas agreed with a sports reporter on Monday when he said that Michael Jordan was an absolute and total loser before Scottie.
Okay.
He said what he said.
Before Scottie Pippen rolled up on the scene. And so he basically, Isaiah Thomas went on to Twitter and he liked and retweeted all the things that this sports reporter from Fox Sports, I think it's First Things First. And he said that not only was he a complete and total loser, that he was 1-9 in the playoffs before he met Scottie Pippen, that he never defeated Larry Bird in a single playoff game, that he was under 500 during the regular season before Scottie Pippen got there. I mean, he outlined it all. And Isaiah Thomas not only liked it, he retweeted it, and he also said, in quotes, facts. So Isaiah Thomas, what I like about Isaiah Thomas now, before I let y'all speak, I like that Isaiah Thomas is taking the gloves off now. Before, he was trying to be diplomatic and trying to reconcile the fractured relationship between him and Jordan, as he was able to do between him and Magic Johnson, as y'all saw. But you know, after the documentary, Jordan documentary, The Last Dance, where Jordan came after him, Isaiah Thomas said, "F this. I'm going to say exactly what's on my mind." And I like that Isaiah Thomas. I don't like the diplomatic Isaiah. I like to keep it real Isaiah.
He said what he said, and he meant it. So what?
I'm Isaiah Thomas. I played in whack ass Detroit. Oh, my feelings are hurt now. 50 years later.
That's what he said.
Let me tell you something. If you in Detroit, if you in Detroit, man. I'm sorry that you're.
Oh.
You got canceled, bro.
Somebody canceled me. I didn't do it.
Did she do that, Romeo? Did she do that?
I think so.
Romeo, did she do that?
I think so.
Okay, I think you did. I'm just letting you know I was here. Come on now.
No. Ashley ain't scared. Ashley ain't scared. She said it's me. Ashley said it's me.
Shout out to our producer.
As I was about to say,
you can't get in this, Ashley. You cannot get in this.
She canceled you, Romeo.
Definitely not you. It ain't society's fault that y'all basketball team suck, y'all baseball team suck, and if you still holding on to.
Just remember, Romeo, you don't want to have to travel there and have all this on tape.
Right.
Oh, my fault. Never mind.
They take it very serious what you do say.
And they do.
I just want you to know they take it very serious what you
say. Bruh, they cray in Detroit, man. They cray.
He did. He sent for you, Ashley. He sent
They're not the bad boys from police.
No, but the thing about it is that once I posted this on Facebook and once it was on our website, our company's Facebook page, it spurred a lot of debate because a lot of people were defending Portia. A lot of people were defending Isaiah Thomas, saying, "Well, he ain't lying. He came with facts."
They're facts. Like he said what he said, and he meant that.
He said what he said, but did he have to say loser? Like, I feel like loser is a strong word to say to Michael Jordan. You know what I mean?
He retweeted loser. So he didn't, I don't think those were his original words. And Terry, correct me if I'm wrong.
No, those are not his original words. And he only retweeted it. But he also did, though, Portia, he endorsed the quote and he said, facts.
Facts. Okay.
Well,
facts.
Then
he said what he said.
Loser, though. I think when you bring in personal beef, like what they had, into conversation about what Michael Jordan is to basketball, it's kind of like, are you just really mad at me for being great, or do you really think that I'm this horrible?
Talk it up, Tierra. That's what I'm talking about. You 100 years old. You still mad? You still mad, brother?
Hold up, Romeo. Jordan did go on national TV, a record-breaking ESPN documentary, and called him an a-hole. So they're both mad.
He Michael Jordan.
Yeah, but they could be mad, and you could talk about somebody as a person, but you can't talk about Jordan's skills and what he brought to the game of basketball.
But if what the reporter said was true, then those are facts. Like, nobody's lying. Like, nobody's negating the fact that they are facts. That's a lie.
Right. And what they were pointing out is that, okay, let's take the word loser out of it. What he was saying was Jordan did not win, and he played under 500 ball, and he never beat Larry Bird, and he never won a championship until Scottie Pippen rolled on the scene. So basically what he's saying, if you don't like the word loser, he did not win until Scottie got there. So he's getting too much credit. And if there's anybody with the authority to speak out against Michael Jordan, it's a two-time champion and Hall of Famer who's one of the best point guards of all time. Isaiah Thomas is that dude. Let's make that clear.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Romeo. Go ahead.
Okay.
No facts. Here's the thing. I don't like the fact that they're still feuding in their 60s.
Right.
They 60, right?
Yeah, they're about 60. Yeah.
I'm just saying, like, at some point, y'all gotta
let it go.
Let it go. Let it flow. Leave it alone. Y'all 60 something. Y'all, it's a blessing to have made it into your 60s amid coronavirus, amidst 2020.
And they both had great careers.
Right. Hug it out.
Yeah, and think about it. The thing that surprised me was the fact that in the Bad Boy documentary, I know you watched it, Portia, on ESPN, the Bad Boys. Jordan actually spoke and said that the Bulls could not have gotten or ascended to the levels of championship in terms of being a three-peater, but until they went through that hump and that hurdle in Detroit. So getting beat up and beat down by the Bad Boy Pistons made him a better man, a better person, stronger. And he said they would not have won their 6 championships without Detroit. So if you're going to give them the credit, why would you then go on your own documentary and call a member of the Bad Boy?
That's how he felt.
Okay, but then Isaiah Thomas.
What if he thinks he's an a-hole, but he's still a great player?
Yeah,
I got a question. They did win a championship after that, right? Detroit.
No, that was. Yeah. No.
Oh, they did. Okay.
No. Romeo, hold up. They did win a championship then, but Detroit did win one with a guy named Chauncey Billups and Rip Hamilton. So they did win again, just not with Isaiah Thomas.
Oh, okay. How many? He got 2 rings, 1 ring.
No. He's a champion. See, that's what.
No, I'm asking how many rings.
No. Okay. See, that's what I'm talking about. The reason why the subject even came up is because some people believe that LeBron James has ascended and superseded the greatness of Jordan. So some people are arguing that after he won his last championship. So that's why it first came up in the first place.
Okay, whatever.
But anyway, let us move on to our next subject of the day.
And it ain't gonna be Detroit.
Yeah, bottom line, teamwork make the dream work. So shout out to him.
Okay, and shout out. Yeah, shout out to San Francisco because they vote. I don't know how authentic this is, and I don't know how, and I don't see if it's going to pass. But San Francisco has passed and voted. San Francisco supervisors, they're called councilmen and councilwomen in other cities, but San Francisco supervisors voted to enact the Karen Act to outlaw 911 calls that are racially based. And Karen, the reason why I spelled Karen with a C instead of an A is that the acronym is Caution Against Racially and Exploitative Non-Emergencies Act.
Love
And
it.
so what's going to happen is that the San Francisco supervisors, which I guess is the equivalent of a councilman, they're going to vote again next week. And if they pass it, if they vote to put this act into law, then that bill is going to go to the mayor of San Francisco's desk to sign it off. So I just don't, I'll wait, I'll celebrate once I see it signed into law. But right now, looks like the San Francisco, which is a very progressive liberal city, they're willing to pass a Karen Act. I'm sorry. Can you put back up that photo for me? Our brilliant Ashley.
I thought
producer.
you wasn't saying her name.
Well, y'all do, so I'm doing it. But anyway, the last photo, the first photo, obviously, of the woman in Central Park, and I chose this photo because, as you can see, she's choking the dog half to death. And then that's the first Karen.
She also got in trouble by FEMA.
Exactly. Yeah. Her life is over. I mean, it's ruined. The first one is Barbecue Becky, but she's also a Karen. That was in Oakland, California, when she called the police on people who were just barbecuing. And the idea or the concept of Karen has become so popular that it's one of the most popular Halloween costumes. And that is this third picture. It is one of a hideous-looking Karen, blonde, blue eyes, and basically just mad. So that's a Halloween costume that people are going to wear if you're going to celebrate Halloween.
Why did you wear hair like that?
I know, right?
Because that's how their hair be looking, just like that.
Yeah. So thank you for that, Miss Producer.
That's okay. But shout out to San Francisco. That's my home city. Born and raised in San Francisco. So shout out to them for leading.
I like that.
Efforts.
Yeah. I think last week, or was it this week, where we were saying how Romeo's face, how we were saying how if we do different acts and things in one city, that's the quickest way to get it to spread to other cities and really revolutionize the nation. So shout out to San Francisco for taking that step. Hopefully a lot of cities will follow behind.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah, I hope they get it. Go ahead, Romy.
Hey, did San Francisco win anything either? Oh, my fault.
You're talking about the Warriors, because we had the Warriors. You talking about Steph Curry? Don't do that. Do not come for Steph.
No. I said San Francisco.
Okay, but our basketball team is the Warriors, so don't do that.
Yeah, plus it's gold. Yeah, it's not a particular city. It's Golden State Warriors, so they represent the entire Bay.
Oh,
okay. They represent the Bay. So they do have a team. But I just think that this is an important bill, potential bill, because of the fact that California and New York and the Texases of the world, those are the marquee states. And what happens in those states tend to bleed into other states. So if it passes in San Francisco, then yes, it might and possibly be enacted in other states, or other people will get the hint and go ahead and follow suit and replicate their feats. So by this time next week when I'm back on the show, we should know the results of the San Francisco supervisors vote. Then, and if you're from San Francisco, Portia, you need to tell me why they call themselves supervisors instead of council people.
Perhaps.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. On to the next subject. On to the next slide. I mean,
perhaps. Okay.
And on to the next and final slide of the day. Whenever you feel like it, or whatever you.
We'll just speak to it. What is it? What are we talking about? What's the last one?
The last slide in my segment.
You can't remember. You can't remember. Damn.
Oh, that's all. Oh, that's all you have. Oh, come on.
What else did you have?
Well, what was it?
Oh, that's right. Oh, the last one you've already talking about it. It's about Tamar Braxton.
Tamar. Yeah.
Yeah, Tamar too. Yeah.
Shout out to Tamar.
Oh, because she was saying that they exploited her. WeTV.
Yeah, that was earlier. They were saying that they had obligations and she has a contract that needs to be fulfilled. I was saying that if Tamar turns around and commits suicide, they're gonna have blood on their hands.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that she's Romeo. What's up with all the gesticulation?
Yeah, what is it? Just say it.
I told you my feelings. I tell you where I stand. You step in the pot, you in the pot.
Oh.
That's what it is. So
and I just think that she's given and has a penchant for over dramatization of certain things. Now, the suicide attempt, that is nothing to play with, and I know that was real. And shout out to her for getting through that. but I'm just talking about her history of histrionics and acting out the years in which she's done. I mean, I'm just thinking.
She needs long-term help for sure.
Yes, and I understand both sides of the thing. I understand that she doesn't want to be exploited, and I understand their side of it as a business. You sign a contract, you need to fulfill it. But VTV needs to, they need to exercise a little bit more caution.
Discretion, yeah.
Yes, because this could crush them and ruin them if something tragic were to happen, which it almost did.
Right. So that wasn't fake.
Yeah, and so they know better than all of us and the fans what her mental state is or how fragile it is, and it would behoove them to act accordingly. Let's put it that way.
But and I don't want to say that I'm defending them, but to We TV's defense, it is Tamar's sisters and mom talking, and they're still showing up, and they're still coming on the show, and they're talking about Tamar, So they're getting a check from We TV. So I think that's an interesting point too. The fact that they're still talking about Tamar, and Tamar, I guess, needs to be mad at them as well.
Yeah, I think. Go ahead.
No. I was just going to ask about her boyfriend. Is she still with him? We know that Tony called him a weasel. She said he a weasel. I thought that was so damn funny.
Yeah, and a ferret. I was just like, wow.
Right. Just, sometimes, I don't know. That just speaks to your whole relationship status and putting it all on Front Street. And I understand the Braxtons and they on TV and this and that, but like some stuff should just be private.
But I also have to think that Tamar has to take into account because she was not a brand. She really didn't exist to us until the Braxton family values. Like the only Braxton that most people were aware of, especially young people, was the legendary Toni Braxton. The only people who have, go back with her back in the day in the 90s, even understood that she even has sisters. You see what I'm saying? So it's like Tamar is now the most popular Braxton by far. She is the franchise star. So she became a brand and a national celebrity based upon this show. So you can't take all of the good, the money, the fame, the platform, and not.
Listen, so you cannot take away the fact that Tamar can sing. But
nobody cared before the show. Nobody cared before the show.
She had her own album. She may not have been as big as Toni Braxton. She held her own, and then she married super producer Vince, and she started making a name for herself. Like you can't deny that.
I don't know.
I think people evolve and people want to move on, and she's just stuck in a bad situation. But at the same time, Tamar often gets into it with these show producers. Why she wasn't on that talk show anymore?
Yeah, I just think it's
a pattern.
Yeah, I think it's also a good opportunity to talk about, as we've talked about on the show already, about mental health and how important it is, and that you start earlier in life in terms of coming to grips with whatever it is that ails you, because most of us do come from some sort of dysfunction of some type. That is most families in the world. And so the earlier you're able to come to grips with that and to recognize that and reconcile that, the better off you are. So I think there's an opportunity to talk about mental health. As you're talking about rolling out university, you were...
Positive thoughts, y'all.
Are you picking on me again, Terry?
No. You
picked on me the first time.
When?
It's okay. It's all right.
Wait, no, I don't pick. No, I don't pick on people. No, I don't pick on people. Sagittarius don't pick on people. I'm a Sag.
Are you a Sag? You a November or a December Sag?
I'm a Thanksgiving Sag.
All right, thanks.
Okay, so what does that mean, Tiara?
It means positive thoughts. Tiara, lead off with a positive thought.
My positive thought of the day is back to I guess earlier, be kind to yourself. That was his t-shirt that he was wearing,
and
I really stuck out.
So my positive thought.
I think Tiara's speaking.
Oh, now somebody did something
I thought
else.
you were gonna do the other part of what they said.
What they say? I couldn't remember. What was the other part of what they said? What they said? They said be kind to yourself.
See, that's just like Portia. She wants her spotlight, and then she gonna steal your spotlight. Tiara, please continue.
Sorry, Tiara.
Okay. You could get to be kind to yourself. I'll say mental health advocacy. Get help. Go to therapy. There's a lot of stuff that gets passed down that you got to deal with. And if you don't heal, the same thing trickle down into the next generation. So I'm all about normalizing just awareness in the mental health community. I get therapy weekly. I love it. I've transformed my life since March. I love it. So that's my positive thought, and I'm gonna pass the ball to Portia.
So half of my positive thought was definitely be kind to yourself. Y'all heard me say it when I saw his shirt. I said I got my positive thought of the day. So definitely be kind to yourself and go out and vote, y'all. Vote. Go out and vote. I'm passing the ball to King James.
Yes, I just thought that it was a wonderful by our guest earlier. Just to remind people to write it down and make it plain. It's biblical and it's also scientific. If you write it down and you visualize it and you go after it, it can manifest itself. It can come to fruition. And so go after your dreams, but document it so that you can look at it every day, all day, every day, day and night. When you first go to sleep, when you first wake up, document it. So write it down and make a plan to go after your dreams. You only got one life, so you might as well go out with a bang. And I passed the ball to, I guess we have to pass the ball to Munson Steve because our other co-host has gotten ghosted.
Gone with the wind.
Ghosted. Munson Steve, he passed it to you. Is he paint?
Don't think about it, Portia. That was a moment of silence for all those who are suffering in this moment. It was a moment of silence for all those who are suffering in this moment of wanting to get out, truly take a vacation, go visit a loved one, go to another country, all of the things that you literally do. But a big prayer for all those mothers who have to do more than they have ever had to do now, without the support, without the funding, without the love. Just shout out and love to all those mothers who are caretakers of both the elderly, our children, who are having to go 10 million miles deeper. This isn't an easy journey, making it during this moment. So I just want to shout out to them because they've done so much for us and they're doing a phenomenal job and may not get the thanks or the love that they deserve. Got the first mayor of Ferguson coming on tonight at Seat at the Table. That'll be at 8 p.m. So first female and Black mayor of Ferguson coming on tonight at the Seat at the Table. So this is the Wake Up Call with
That's dope.
Portia Monique and Tiara Berry, real estate mogul. And of course, the resident intellectual, the first King James. We are rolling out AM Wake Up Call. We'll see you tomorrow. Thanks to everybody for the comment. I put on my hat just for you. Talk to you soon. Peace.
Iris Baker says she wants your hoodie, Mustang. She said, give me that hoodie.
I want one too.
We all want one.
I mean, yeah. Well,
Holidays come in peace and purpose, everybody.
I mean, we can't get no hoodies around this, please. I mean,
Iris,
come on, man.
we'll get some hoodies.